Weakness to warrior. Back at my favorite spot. Always the view. Always the view. Working on my 12 to 15,000 steps. Hopefully I get somewhere in between 13,500. I'll give you a little story today. Story time. So, have you seen in my earlier videos, I was out hiking and I showed you from the mountaintop the lake that I was going to go at and paddle around with the people that I was supposed to meet there, which I did. I did paddle around. And I was walking down the beach and it was full of mostly young people. You know, a few people overweight here and there. But I was walking around chasing after my son, the love of my life. This is why I'm on this path, not only for me, but for him, so that I can be the most positive role model in his life, so that he can look up to me in a way that I wasn't able to look up to my own father. For my own father disappointed me throughout my childhood, and he didn't scar me for life, but it put something in my head that if I ever had a child, that I would not be the father to that child that my father was to me when I was growing up. I want him to be able to fashion himself after me, and that when he talks about me, or people say, look, there goes Isaac's dad. Not in freaking a sort of melatonin or like negative way, like that's Isaac's dad, like in astonishment. And then when my son talks about me, they're like, yeah, that's my dad, in that way. Not, no, there's my dad, you know, in that way, in a way that every child should look up to their father. Their father should be the biggest role model in their life. They should be the one that they strive to be like the most, or have the qualities that they find powerful in that father, because you are the father figure. You are the head of the household. You are the one that puts the foot down and sets the law. You're the one that's there to protect and provide. But back on the story about being at the lake. So I was walking around and most of the young kids were there. There were some kids that, you know, not too many of them were overweight. Maybe there was a couple. But I was laying on the moving blanket. That's a hack. If you want a great freaking beach towel, go out and get a moving blanket. They're nice and thick and big. Perfect. But anyways, I was there practicing on my ukulele, and there was this group of a family next to me under this big blue canopy and stuff. And their son was freaking, they had two sons, and the one son was asking his dad to come out into the water lake and throw the football with him and stuff. And the kid kept asking, come on dad, come on dad, come on dad, you said you would. I don't know if the dude ever did, but that's another story, because I left beforehand. I had to do a conference call with my harmonica teacher. But anyways, his other son was saying, I know this was pointed at me or directed to his dad because of me. But he's like, man, Dad, I can't imagine. I wonder what it would be like for you to have six-pack abs. And I'm thinking, there's kind of like no one really around except for me, like beside him, and some people off in the distance. So I had to, you know, I'm not trying to be vain or anything like that, but I kind of think that it was pointed, you know, or directed because I was in the area. And they said, Dad, I wonder what it'd be like for you to have six-pack abs, but you'd have to work out. like, okay. I know the dad said something, and then he followed it up with, yeah, just give me a freaking cheeseburger and a freaking 12-pack of beer. And I'm like, that's why you don't have the freaking six-pack. Where I'm going with this story, I'm going with this story with one way. The bar is set so low by the average fucking man. They set the bar so low for themselves. They set it so low for you. 80% of the freaking people in America are fat. They're 25% body fat and over. All you have to do is get to 15%. And you're way, way ahead of them. You're way ahead of them. 15%. It's not that hard. I got to 15% in freaking 60 days. Again, the bar is not that high. Once you get to 15%, I guarantee you that you're going to want to get to 12, 10%, 11%. I guarantee it. Once you see what your body looks at 15% body fat, how you feel at 15 body percent, you will be leagues ahead of the average man in America. Sometimes the average man in the world, you will be leagues ahead of them. You get to 15%, you start hitting that gym, you should be hitting the gym on your way down to 15%. But again, it's so fucking easy now because everyone's fat, they're comfortable, they're lazy, they have instant gratification, they have no discipline, they have no dedication. Some of them, most of them don't have any fucking morals. All they want to do is fucking sit around and drink beer and fucking wonder why their fucking wife cheats on them. Like, the movement is coming around, and you guys need to get on board. The women are moving in certain ways. The women, they're a freaking bird mentality. They all have a hive mind. They have a hive mind. And they're coming to the realization that, hey, this shit isn't fucking fair. You men expect us to look good, but you dudes look like fucking shit. You don't put any fucking effort into it. So we're supposed to take it up. We're supposed to be your candy on your arm while you have a fucking fat gut. I'm telling you, these women are coming around. They're not going to be fucking around with you fat dudes. They're going to be fucking saying, look, dude, we only want this type of man, and we only want this caliber of man. Because they're getting tired of getting fucked over by these men. You start out good in the first relationship, and then you let everything go. But you expect the woman to look good all the time, but you're a fucking slob. That's not fair to the woman that you're with. That's not fair to you. You need to understand that when you first start dating a woman and you guys become serious, that's not the end. That's only the beginning. You need to keep doing the exact same things that you did to get the woman, to keep the woman. It's the same thing as soon as you get in shape. You need to keep doing the exact same things that you did to get in shape, to stay in shape. It's called consistency. Women feel like you don't chase them anymore. Women feel like you don't listen to them anymore. Women feel like you just, okay, I got her. Now I can just take my foot off the gas. And then you wonder why. You men wonder why. I don't know why she cheated on me. I don't know why she's looking at other dudes or talking to other dudes. You're the fucking reason why. Let that sink in. Let that burn. Let that freaking hurt. Because I hope it does. And it should. It should hurt so bad that you get your ass up off the fucking couch and fix your life. You don't need to tell your woman. You don't need to explain to her. Just be like, look, I'm going to the gym. And start doing things. I'm telling you, in a month of consistency, and you freaking keep doing it, she'll be amazed. I'm telling you. That thing between her legs will start to get slick. She'll start to want you more. You can't complain about freaking, well, she ain't giving me no pussy. Well, it's your fault. That's why. She needs to be sexually attracted to you. She needs that primal urge inside of her. She needs to feel it between her legs. She needs to be able to fantasize. You know they fantasize about freaking dudes on freaking TV and shit. That's why all of these women have hall passes. Oh, can I get a hall pass? You know, that's when they say, well, if you could get away with it, what celebrity would you fuck? Really? You should be the one she's saying, I don't want to fuck anybody but my husband or my boyfriend because he's so fucking hot. He's so in shape. Like every time he takes his fucking shirt off, it's just like, hot damn. That's the way it should be. She should be happy. Like, hey, you know, she should be bragging to her girlfriends. And her friends be like, yep, that's my man. You should see my man with his shirt off. She should be the one that's mate guarding, not you. You're the one that doesn't need to be, like, as soon as you see a man that's in shape, you start to mate guard. You start to hold her hand, or you start to start up a conversation. So you can distract her so she's not looking the other way. And again, your fault. Nobody's fault but your own. You need to do the things that are right. And you're going to find out. Once you're in shape, you're going to find out the true colors. If she doesn't want you, you're already in shape. You're already in the best fucking position you possibly can be to find another woman. Usually what happens is, you motherfuckers, trust me, I've been there too. We all do it. We don't change until something dramatic happens. Usually what happens is you get your fucking heart broken and then you start boo-hooing. You want to be the fucking victim. You want people to hug you and say, man, it's all right. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody gives a shit about your broken heart. She doesn't give a shit about your broken heart. She's gone. She left you fucking 6 months ago. You just didn't know it. She left you emotionally 6 months ago. That's why you people see it, or that's why we all see it coming out of the blue. Well, I didn't know this, because she left you 6 months ago. She was already out there searching around 6 months ago. You got to understand, women live by hypergamy. They're looking for the best mate, the best possible person. It's in their nature. They're looking for, you know, the man that has the best perceived genetics. If she sees a ripped man, she wants to pass that genetics onto her sons. When in fact it's not really genetics. It's just you got your ass to work. You got your ass to the gym. You got locked in. You can't fault the woman for that. The person you have to fault is yourself. That's why you have to be the best option. That's why you have to get your ass into the gym. You have to get locked in on. It's not 100% she, you know, just because you're getting ripped in your six pack and all that shit. That's not 100% guarantee that she won't cheat on you, but it lessens the likelihood. It also increases your chances so that when she cheats on you or whatever happens, you be like, bye bitch. You just go out and get another woman. It's so much easier. Moral of the story is, you need to get to the gym. The bar is set so low. You can be that one that the frickin' 80% of the women want. And not trying to be a frickin' loser and try to lead with money or flashy cars, because anybody can make money nowadays. Money is becoming so easily to get, you know, through online. You can go rent a fucking car. You can go buy a decent looking car, but you can't rent a frickin' six-pack shredded body. You have to work for it. That separates you between you and the man that has frickin' millions of dollars. They have to pay for time. You put in the time, and you pretty much get that time for free. You get that fucking Pinocchio for free. You've done the work. You've put in the hard work. So get your ass to the gym. Get your ass on point. Follow all the things that I've been showing you how to do on this channel. You still have 6 more months. You still have till the end of the year. Do not let the end of the year come up and bite you in the ass and you haven't done anything. Your mindset should be weakness to warrior mindset.